Okay, here we are on the island of Agalika, which is where they've moved the Temple of Isis, block by block, piece by piece, from an island that's over here, which is Philae, that we're familiar with. What we're looking at in front of us over here is the island of Biga. And Hakim had once said that this is the island where the heart of the divine feminine was. And maybe there's a misunderstanding about this, but it's my belief. They say this is an island that we're not allowed to go to. This is totally off limits to the public, again, which makes you wonder. But they say that there is a very powerful temple to Osiris here. If you understand the mythology and the symbolism, Osiris and Nebhet were twins, born at the same time as Iset and Set, Isis and Set. So what, in my opinion, you're looking at is two sets of twins that are identifying form and formless. And if this is an island that is dedicated now to Osiris, he would be the form. He is the face of the land. He represents the 42 nomes of Egypt. And the division comes when Set, the sun Set, cuts him into these 42 pieces. When this happens, Set is the spirit placed in the physical form. So he becomes that spirit. Nebhet, the twin of Osiris, becomes the heart. She's the hidden heart of humanity. And therefore she is the heartbeat, the life force that is hidden within the container of the physical body, Osiris being the physical body. So if we're looking at this whole setup here in Aswan, we're actually looking at Biga being the heart of the Nile, the heart of the fertility of the Nile, which is the electromagnetic current or the life force or the pulse of the land coming from, and again I would liken her to the pot of gold, which is what's inside the container that becomes released. So Iset would be, she's the magic, she is the energetic container. The wings of Isis represent the magnetic field that surrounds the earth or the land, or even the human body. So you can liken it, it's fractal, it's an understanding of energy. And so this is what we're actually seeing expressed here within the temple, the energetic temple structures that are housed on this land. This is unfortunately the only one that we can see and experience, and it is an extremely powerful temple. Even though they have moved it, it's still a powerful temple as you walk through it. And each part of it is expressing a part of the human body, the part of the energetics of walking through the center, through the polarity of the two sides of this human body that we express in this form.
The Alexander the Great.
This floor is not the original. It was granite. All of it was granite. So when they cut the temple, first when they built the temple in the ancient times, they made part of.
What you'll notice is that this entire temple is made out of sandstone, and yet it's on an island of solid granite. So if the dynastic Egyptians who built this, if they had the capability of working in granite, why wouldn't they have made the whole structure out of granite rather than importing sandstone? The reason why they did is that they had the capability of shaping sandstone, which is much softer than granite. And that tells us that all of the granite work in general, at least the large-scale things in Egypt, are pre-dynastic and created using an ancient advanced form of technology.
It's an old altar here. This is obviously ancient Kemet. And you have a lot of these altars here for rose granite and cyanite that was brought here from other temples, much older temples. And this temple was brought for a lot of things, but it's been moved from its original location. So the energy is not as strong as it was probably originally.
Mm-hmm.
But very much desecrated temple here. It's interesting to know that the Persians may have caused most of the damage, not the Coptics like we thought.
Ah.
That was a good teaching.
This Isis temple is no longer in its original position, or in fact it's not even on its original island, because when they built the big dam here in order to create electricity for Egypt, the original island this was on was much lower, and therefore the temple would have been submerged underwater permanently. And so National Geographic organized to have the whole temple disassembled and reassembled here. One problem with that is that the original place where it was built was energetically special. Almost all temples are built on energetically special places, so therefore that's why to me this temple has a bit of a dead feeling, because it doesn't have the energetic nature of its original location.